Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where three friends chug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Well, my gosh, don't we ever.
Yeah. And,
Gal darn.
I'm Kenyan, and the other day in Kentucky, my accent was so strong because I'm tired and stressed that a woman couldn't understand what I was saying.
You are a foreigner.
Just get out a notepad and write your request.
You need a translator.
I'm Lucy, and I haven't needed a translator yet, but I also haven't started drinking yet today, so.
I'm Amanda, and yeah.
And I'm still here.
I'm here. I'm thriving.
For all of you video watchers, so if you are a supporter of us on Patreon at any level from $1 a month on up, then you now have access to all of our bonus content, but also including our new video episodes, which are all going to be on Patreon. And this episode is a video episode. And for you guys watching, I have a new background because I am in my new house that I just
Nailed
moved
it.
into.
Finally.
Woo!
This is our housewarming episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is your housewarming episode.
It kind of is. I have 2 camping chairs in the living room. I have a mattress on the floor, and that's about it.
Yeah. You have not had the same head start in accumulating so much shit that it's bursting out of the walls of your apartment. Like, maybe I might be talking about myself.
Projecting.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's
But
going
you get to
on.
do the fun stuff now. You get to decorate your whole house.
I know.
That's the best
So
part.
fucking
It's
jealous.
the best part.
I'm so fucking jealous.
I can't wait.
All right, well, let's get right to it then,
Yes.
shall we? So we have a very special fan pick episode.
Speaking of
this
pick,
week.
if you're watching this at home, I am digging like garbage out of my eyeballs right now. So apologies.
It looks like you're ripping your eyeballs out.
They're
Yeah,
they're
that
not
hurts.
loose. No, it's actually quite nice. I'm enjoying the sensation. I love clawing my own eyes out. 2020.
It's a real relief.
2020 brought to you by clawing your own eyes out.
Brought to you by Oedipus's mother.
Okay, so our very special fan pick topic brought to you by Margaret Sherfy for her daughter Valerie is sorority crimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure, Fee.
Oh, for sure. And I'm guessing that Margaret's daughter Valerie is in a sorority, which is why this was the topic.
Yeah.
I believe so. I believe she's like deeply into a sorority. But Margaret didn't want to tell me which one.
There are ways out if you are
In
deeply embedded
danger?
in a sorority. You're not alone.
Are you
Blink
okay?
twice.
Help is out there.
We're here. We're here to extend that help.
None of us were in a sorority, so we will be extra judgmental.
I mean, we're always judgmental.
More so
I'm sure
than
we'll
normal.
get to it.
We will probably get to it, but first let's soften the blows with some alcohol.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
What's our wine crime pairing, Amanda, for sorority crimes?
Well, excuse me. Oh my God. I found a very stupid listicle
My favorite thing.
called, let me read it to you. 17 red and white wines that sum up your sorority's vibe better than its actual colors. written by Austin Goodwin of the University of Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. So I picked the worst wine on this list.
Yes. Which sums up your sorority colors.
Which sums up my sorority colors.
Yellow piss and green puke.
I mean, pretty much. This wine is a pairing for Alpha Delta Pi, Beringer varieties. Yeah. Not a specific one, just any variety of Beringer. Beringer was the first winery in Napa Valley, California, and AD Pi was the first secret Greek society for women. Appropriately matched and consistently in great taste.
For women.
For women.
So I chose a Beringer white Zinfandel Chardonnay blend.
Good luck. I hope you didn't have any plans for the rest of the day.
I do. So
you're hazing yourself.
I know. That was also the point. So according to the Beringer Main and Vine website, white Zinfandel Chardonnay, the basics. An easy drinking wine with a pleasantly surprising amount of depth. Fitting.
Just because it comes in a magnum doesn't mean there's depth.
It does come in a magnum.
Oh, this wine is deep.
Surprisingly
Corn's
deep.
big in Minnesota.
Corn. The taste, a slightly creamy texture, is accented by ripe and citrus flavors and notes of pear, apples, and spice.
And everything nice.
The summary. Wow your
women.
friends with this choice. An excellent table wine that'll have a great impression on the palate.
It's perfect for rush week.
Why do I hate daddy voice so much, but I love sorority sister voice?
And I'm definitely being real shitty, and I know a lot of people in sororities that are like lovely, intelligent people.
Some of my closest friends are in sororities.
The most hardworking women I know were in sororities.
Anyway, this is about 13.3% ABV, and it's semi-dry, and it's a
You are drawing all of these words out. Like, how could you make the word choice? You made the word choice into 4 syllables.
It's so
spice. The word spice was like 6 syllables.
Spice. Wow, you're friends with this choice.
You sound like my cousin Jen. When she's super bratty, she'll just go, no.
Okay. I'm gonna fucking pop this shit. Are you ready? I don't even know if you're ready to wow my friends. Okay, here we go. It's already so stupid. Okay, here we go. Ooh, I'm fine. Oh my god!
Oh my god! It's so surprising.
Nice
pop. Oh my god! Everyone has turned this off now.
Cheers!
Literally everyone.
Ooh, look at this.
Oh, she's rosy.
That's a color found in nature.
That's pink. That's the color of my Post-it note.
Okay, You know what, though?
Oh, no. Is it good?
It's kind of good.
Says the diabetic.
It's not sweet. It's semi-dry.
You're
not
drinking
sweet.
a pack of Starbursts.
It's not sweet.
No.
Oh my
Okay.
god, make it a
Cheers,
spritzer.
sisters.
The only thing I have on hand to make it into a spritzer is Diet Coke. That would not be good.
That's like Calimocho.
I
Bad
know.
red wine and Coke.
And Coca-Cola.
So good.
Yeah, that's a thing. Ugh, no.
We drank a lot of that in
nervous.
college, actually. That brings me back.
I don't want to try that, I don't think, with Diet Coke
It's really
and white
good.
Zinfandel Chardonnay.
Diet Coke would be pretty gross.
I
And Chardonnay would be an interesting
White
choice.
Zinfandel and Chardonnay.
All right,
Yeah.
let's move on.
I gotta go.
I gotta go throw up.
Lucy, what is our background and hopefully psych
Please, God, yes.
for sorority crimes?
Okay, so a sorority is a social or professional organization and can be classified along with a fraternity as a Greek letter organization or a GLO, a glow.
Oh, you're glowing.
Hashtag glow up.
Glow up. Mm-hmm. It's gonna glow up in your face.
Oh, glow. Oh, glow. Oh, glow.
Oh,
glow.
Oh, glow.
Most such organizations in the U.S. consist of members drawn from colleges and universities, and most have names consisting of letters from the Greek alphabet. I
You
tried
don't
to.
say. You
Yeah,
don't
like
say.
why though?
I don't know. I
Okay.
tried to
There's
figure
no
out.
explanation for it?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Okay.
No, not really. They
All
just are. They just always have been. They just are.
Also,
Okay.
yes, I am snuggling a blankie.
Do what you got to do.
Do it.
I'm regressing, and it's totally fine.
It's your. What was that security object?
I
Yeah.
have my security object right here as my pillow. It's Mr.
Mine is-
Biggie Hands.
Mine is Josie, who is at my feet.
Mine is this bottle of wine.
Oh, that too.
According to the National Pan-Hellenic Conference, there are 26 national and international sororities that are autonomous, women's-only social organizations.
Only 26?
Seems low.
Under this the NPC conference.
Okay.
So this is from Encyclopedia Britannica, Encyclopedia
Yes.
Brown. The basic function of the social sorority is to serve as a collegiate home and dormitory for its members, but the emphasis varies from school to school. At some universities, Greek letter societies are the nucleus of campus political and social life, while at others, fraternities and sororities are barely tolerated or barred altogether.
Okay.
During the student unrest of the late 1960s, criticism of such societies was especially widespread, and many were forced to close for lack of pledges. More recently, however, with the rising cost of university education, fraternities and sororities have returned to favor because they are able, through communal living, to keep the cost of room and board at a minimum.
That's super
Kind of
fair.
sad.
Which depends, though, because like you said previously, it depends on the university. Like where I went to college, which was granted a very small school, sorority and frat houses were banned on campus, and underclassmen weren't allowed to have cars on campus. So basically, underclassmen, like you had to live on campus, and you couldn't live in a frat or sorority house.
Yeah.
So some people lived in them off campus, but very few.
If they were off campus, then were they like affiliated with the school even?
The school did not own the buildings or have anything to do with the housing off campus. But frats and sororities weren't banned. They just weren't allowed to have the houses on campus.
So they were they were still recognized by the university.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So alternatively, professional fraternities and sororities are limited to students and faculty engaged in a particular field of specialization, and membership is designed to develop professional competency rather than social life. So my friend Ellen was actually part of a sorority.
Yeah,
But
I've those are different. Like I'm in some of those like honor societies or whatever. They're a little bit different.
Oh, yeah, they're way different. But technically, they're still sororities.
Okay.
Individual sororities vary in purpose and organization, but they mostly share 5 common elements. Secrecy. Cool.
Off on a great
Good
foot.
start. Yeah. Love it. Literal secret society.
Yup. Single-sex membership, and I should note here that a lot of sororities and fraternities both are adjusting their policies to confirm their trans members. Not all of them, but it's
Becoming
it's
more
progressing.
accepted. Yeah.
Selection of new members on the basis of a 2-part vetting and probationary process known as rushing and pledging. I only know about these things from like
I Know What You Did Last
American
Summer.
Pie 2.
Yeah. American Pie 2.
Ownership and occupancy of a residential property where undergraduate members live, and a set of complex identification symbols that may include Greek letters, armorial achievements, ciphers, badges, grips, hand signs, passwords, flowers, and colors. And apparently wine varietals.
Yeah.
Apparently, literally everything. Tacky jewelry,
Yep.
all of
the
it.
pins. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is that Monsters University is a wonderful movie. And has to do with
Is that like Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah, it's a sequel to Monsters, Inc. And it's so cute.
I guess I haven't seen it, but Monsters, Inc. was so cute.
They have to save their little frat, their little monster frat.
Pixar is not really my thing.
You're a monster. Zing.
Well, an adult monster.
Yeah.
Okay. They may engage in philanthropic activities, host parties, provide finishing training for new members, such as instruction on etiquette, dress, and manners. I'm assuming that's mostly for sororities and not fraternities. And creating networking opportunities for their newly graduated members.
I was on board with some of that.
Another policy, unique, well, not unique, but how it was at my college was that the frats and sororities were allowed to host parties on campus, but all of the buildings, because since they didn't have the houses, all of the campus buildings were like owned by the university. So they would rent them out for the party to the frat or the sorority. And then they had to follow certain rules. And one of the rules was that, like, if it was a party and not just like a meeting or whatever.
No grinding.
Leave room for Jesus. No.
No spaghetti straps.
No spaghetti strap tank tops.
But AR-15s are okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was that everyone from campus had to be able to attend the party. So you couldn't have like a only, I don't even know the names of any frats. Like you couldn't have an only Gamma Ray and Delta Phi or whatever.
Lana Del Rey.
Delta Airlines.
Yeah, exactly.
Gamma Ray.
It had to be open to everybody.
Gamma Grandpa Jones.
Gamma Grandpa Jones.
Cats
Gamma
and
and Grandpa
wigs.
Jones.
And
Cherry
We
pie.
need to start our own sorority.
cherry pie.
Delta Phi Sherry Pie.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do.
Got
Didn't
it.
we go to we went to a party when I was visiting you. It felt like a bar, but also like a library. It was really dim.
Yeah, on campus we had a pub.
The
Oh,
campus
okay.
pub. We had many times at the campus pub.
Yeah, yeah.
That was cozy as fuck. I
Hands
liked that.
off, Gary.
Amanda had an admirer.
Hashtag I'll die mad about it.
Named Gary.
She's giving him a light pseudonym. Moving on.
We'll talk about this after.
He might listen and
Yeah.
might be like outside my door right now. So.
Moving on.
Okay. So originally called women's fraternities. Fraternities for women.
S for women.
Sororities in the U.S. date back to 1851 with the formation of Alpha Delta Pi.
I
Apple
was
Delta
not
Pi.
far off. Okay.
No, you weren't.
Wait,
They're
I think Alpha Delta Pi is the pairing frat.
Soror.
Yeah, because it was like the first women's sorority.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Look at that. It all
Planned that.
circles back.
Planned planned that for women.
Okay. So the term sorority was coined by a male professor of Latin at Syracuse University, Dr. Frank Smalley, who felt that the word fraternity shouldn't apply to females at all. So
No.
he came up with a new word. The word comes from Latin, no fuck, Soror, which means sister, niece, cousin, or female friend.
Well, that makes sense. But
Sorcerer.
mankind is fine.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a quote from Wikipedia. The development of fraternities for women during this time.
Lucy's face
so good.
saying that.
During this time was a major accomplishment in the way of women's rights and equality. By mere existence, these organizations were defying the odds. The founding women were able to advance their organizations despite many factors working against them.
Breasts.
Periods,
Menstruation for women.
weak upper bodies, constant pregnancy,
Hysterical wombs.
Yes. Emotions.
infinite mental deficiencies. The first women's fraternities not only had to overcome restrictive social customs, unequal status under the law, and the underlying presumption that they were less able than men, underlying.
It's true, though.
But at the same time had to deal with the same challenges as fraternities with college administrations. Today, both social and multicultural sororities are present on more than 650 college campuses across the United States and Canada.
Cool.
So let's talk about hazing. It definitely
We'll
exists.
get to it.
Yes, it definitely exists in sororities just as often as in fraternities.
Yep.
And here's a little
Maybe
info.
even more psychological and horrific.
We'll get to it. Yeah, it's definitely more mind fuckery among women, I think.
Well, because of our weak baddie strength, we can't cause physical damage. So
Well,
how
once
about
we're
permanent
done-
psychological damage instead?
once we're done jello wrestling and pillow fighting, we're just too
Right.
exhausted to
Right.
physically fight each other.
Jello wrestling is in my sorority's tenets.
It's in its mission statement.
I lettered in jello wrestling.
Although I'm not one to talk, I almost lettered in prom. And I did letter in theater and choir. So,
I don't even know what lettering means. So you
Debate.
did it all 4 years?
yeah.
Or you were varsity
Mm-hmm.
of something. You lettered in debate, Lucy.
We never
news to
picked up
me.
any of our letters.
Oh, okay. Did I?
Hold on.
Should I put that on my
Pause.
resume?
Pause.
She has her letter jacket. Oh, no.
Oh, does she actually? Is that real?
I bet you $50 she pulls out her letter jacket.
If she does, I swear to God. Oh my.
So for
I
our
forgot I'm
listeners who don't have access to the
triggered.
video, I'm
I
moving, and so my shit is everywhere around my house, including my Letterman's jacket, which I
Okay,
haven't
well-
seen in years, but it was 4 feet away from me.
Lucy goes, I bet you $50 she's pulling out her fucking leather jacket. Then you pop back into the frame with it. It's like, no.
With this sad little pin that just says "Arts Out Front" on it.
Oh,
Oh.
cute.
God, what a nerd.
We did.
Yeah, you were a huge
We
nerd.
did our best.
I was not aware that I lettered in anything. Okay, so here's a little info from fraternallaw.com. The sorority paddle is most commonly used today as a decorative keepsake representing sisterhood.
No.
No,
and
it's not.
and is given
Bullshit.
as a gift according to a local chapter's traditions.
I prefer the spirit stick.
The what?
The spirit stick.
Oh, this is like the spirit stick. I thought you said fire stick.
No.
I'd take a fire stick any day. The history of the paddle, however, is rooted in violence and remains both a tool and symbol of hazing in Greek organizations. The use of paddles as a form of punishment supposedly originated at sea, used by sailors to discipline each other for minor offenses such as leaving one's post.
Ugh.
English sailors referred to paddling as cobbing from the word cob, which meant to fight or to strike.
To corn.
The corn. To slather in butter.
Oh, yum.
The cobbing board was usually created from the plank of a wooden barrel, Amanda, this is for you, that contained the bunghole,
Yes.
which was a hole drilled into the barrel to allow the liquid to flow out. It's like the scuttlebutt thing we talked about in Sailing Crimes.
That's probably why anuses are called bungholes. It's probably after the bunghole of a barrel.
Oh, absolutely it is.
Bung.
Yeah.
Butthole. Rectum.
I like it.
Wrecked him.
Ass.
Nearly killed him.
As a means of punishment, the hole in the board allowed air to pass through, resulting in harsher blows, whereas a solid board would result in a more cushioned blow. And we couldn't have that.
No.
My freshman year roommate had a paddle from her high school days of
High school?
hazing for some sports team she was on. And everybody signed it, and it had a bunch of holes in it so it could
And dried blood.
hit faster with it.
Bits of hair, brain matter. So eventually more holes were carved into the boards to increase the intensity of the punishment. Paddling at sea was eventually imitated on land and brought to the United States by slave traders as a way to punish enslaved people without leaving visible damage, thereby lowering their value to potential purchasers.
So we need to retire these fucking boards
Yeah.
permanently forever.
We needed
This
to
is
a
not
long
okay.
time ago, but
Well, we'll get to it.
certainly now that we know more of their history.
By the early 19th century, paddles were specially carved for beatings to suit the beater's preference. Shuttle necks were carved as a handle. Many still contained holes. Sizes and shapes ranged from tennis rackets to oars to pizza-style boards. So, like, big fucking paddles.
round
Yeah.
ass things. Yeah.
And the larger paddles were made from oak or hickory. Prisons and schools also adopted paddling as a method of corporal punishment. The practice of hazing, subjecting individuals to abusive or humiliating ritual activities for initiation purposes, is traced back to the military in ancient Greece. European universities in the Middle Ages adopted hazing practices such as upperclassmen forcing new students to act as servants. These practices were then brought to America. Harvard has evidence of upperclassmen hazing freshmen as early as 1657.
Wow.
When
At that point, it's like human nature, basically.
Yeah,
like
it's
we
ingrained.
can hopefully regulate it and crack down as much as possible, but like,
Violence is human nature.
Right.
yeah,
I mean, the Sanford prison experiment
right.
that devolved so rapidly. When the first fraternity was established in 1776, evidence of its use of hazing followed as soon as 1781.
Probably from the start, but the earliest evidence we have is 1781.
Yep. So there was a resurgence of the paddling at universities after World War II when veterans would return home, go to university, and bring boot camp style rituals to campus. In 2012.
And trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Untreated PTSD and trauma. Then creating more PTSD and trauma.
But just go ahead and reintegrate them into society like nothing happened.
or cast veterans aside
In
and not
2012,
offer them any fucking resources.
Yeah. Why would they need them?
Right.
Just pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah. Just like I did. with my flat feet, so you
Hazingprevention.org.
know.
Yeah. Hazingprevention.org created a campaign called Put the Paddle in the Past.
Great.
And
And
at least-
how did that not solve it?
Yeah.
At least 16 different sororities have pledged not to license their letters to any paddling products. So, like, the sororities themselves are like,
They don't want their brand on a weapon.
they're they're brands. So
Yeah.
if you think about it, 16 of these 26 that we have in the United States, that's a good amount.
Yeah, but it still
making
goes
a
on.
pledge to not brand the paddle is not the same as actually cracking down on hazing rituals.
Oh, I
in-
understand that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at least
And,
there are
like-
some efforts that are being understood and acknowledged and
Right.
undertaken to a degree at this
And-
point.
And like with
We've got a long way to go, but
with my case, that one sorority has over 900 chapters.
yeah.
So it's a lot that needs to be monitored.
Oh yeah. I'm also positive that in the future we're going to do a hazing crimes episode,
sure.
so I'm not going to blow my whole load right now.
Your bunghole.
I don't want to blow out my bunghole. So let's wrap this up. Speaking of Behringer White Zin.
Speaking of blowing out your bunghole.
Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up with some pros and cons about joining a sorority in case you were on the fence or any like Greek life situation. Pro, networking. Because if you've ever worked in a white-collar corporate environment, you've probably seen firsthand how fucking easy it is to get a job from someone with your same Greek chapter or whatever.
Is that real?
Yes. Yeah. I've seen it happen. You email off, you go to LinkedIn and see who is in Gamma Gamma Ray. Oh, this
Lana
person
Del
works
Rey.
at this organization. Shoot him an email. It's like nepotism.
Really?
Oh, yes.
I thought that was kind of more of a myth.
No.
Shit.
You did it by getting our first ad on this show, remember?
We went to the same university.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Just like more familial.
But I also feel like there is that sense of camaraderie, especially like I've seen it in both fraternities and sororities, but I feel like especially in fraternities, they're just like, oh, you're my SAE brother. We're
brother.
the douchiest fucking fraternity on the face of the planet. Now I know you're just as trashy as me. Come on board and work for me.
Zach was in a fraternity, and he's obviously still friends with like some of his frat brothers, but equally not. Like, there were a lot of people that he was like friends with in college through the frat that like 2 years after we graduated, we have
Never
no
heard
idea.
from They don't exist.
Yeah, it's like all
They
of that
have
stuff of like,
evaporated.
you're going to be friends for life, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're only going to be friends for life with people that you would have already been friends for life with.
I think it really varies a lot. Like every sorority and fraternity has a different vibe.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like douchier than others.
Yeah.
And more like stick together-y, secretive than others.
Yeah, his was pretty chill.
Yeah. Hence my direct distaste for SAE in particular. Never met a member of SAE that I like
Could
beyond
stomach.
just making out with for like a night.
Sometimes you just want to get railed by a dumbass.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
This was the specific time in my life I was channeling when I said that. Just gotta get railed by a dumbass in the SAE house. Whatever. Okay. Too personal? Too much?
No.
It's perfect.
Dial
Okay.
it up.
Your dad doesn't listen. It's fine. I took care of that.
My grandma's sisters do.
Team great aunts.
Hey, B. Okay. So a con. It is expensive to be a part of a sorority. The average
Yeah.
cost is $1,000 per semester in dues. So those are both like local and national chapter dues. You have to pay insurance, kind of dialing it back to the hazing. You're constantly printing shirts for like some fucking function. So many
fucking
t-shirts.
wasteful.
Yeah. There, you got to buy tickets to formal events. You got to buy your ugly pins and your boutonnieres and your whatever. Ugh. So another pro, philanthropy, community service, charity. Con, hazing, which we've covered. There has been at least one death from hazing in North America every year since 1959.
Such
Hence
a
the
waste.
insurance.
So tragic.
Pro, refining your social identity and skills. Like I said, some of the most hardworking, incredibly powerful, smart women that I know were part of sororities.
Yeah.
Con, alcohol and drug abuse and eating disorders are normalized.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially emphasis on the eating disorders in sororities. And I know we'll talk about hazing in another episode, but the hazing stories that I've heard from people were like in sororities were all related to weight and physical appearance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really scary.
It's really scary.
So pro, fun. There's so many activities, so many friends, and so many parties.
So
and con,
many.
I would argue that the things I just mentioned are cons.
Yeah. If you'd
Also-
prefer to stay home.
Again, I said at the top we were going to be judgmental, and so we are. But not a witch, but you do you. But also, you can if you're a listener and you're going off to college, which nobody is because of COVID. I'm so sorry, young people. But if you're going off to college at some point and you think well, I want to have friends, I want to be able to go to parties, I want to be able to do activities, sure, you can access that through a frat or a sorority, but you can have all of that without it too.
I made my own sorority with my friends Ellen and Ange. So Lucy, Ellen, Ange, we were LAE.
Did you draw Greek letters and put them on a weapon?
I put them on a picture frame. I have a cute picture of the three of us that says LAE. I don't know what the actual Greek letters are. I just made it kind of look like LAE.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'll find it. I'll put it on the blog.
Yeah. So
I'll blur their
just
faces.
Putting that out there.
They both have children.
It's not your only option.
Yeah.
It's not your only option. You can also go have fun with people who are in fraternities and sororities, as I've mentioned, get railed by a dumbass without actually being in these organizations.
Yeah. Get all the benefits and none of the rushing or pledging.
Yeah. But that said, I also didn't make any friends pretty much my first year of college. So if you're really gunning for built-in friends,
If you need instant friend gratification, then maybe.
If you need instant friend gratification, you need to have me come visit you every weekend
Yeah.
freshman year and then just help make your friends for you.
Find the friends.
yeah, you two had your own sorority too.
Yeah,
We
Amanda
crushed
came
it.
and visited me. She got all the benefits of the college experience without the college experience.
Without
Tuition.
the price tag.
Without the college.
I was in
without
college,
the
but it was
student
community
loans.
college. They had student loans, but not to the tune of what you paid.
No.
And we all landed in the same career, so
Yeah, turns out
who's laughing
it worth
now?
How was grad school, Kenyon?
fucking moving on. God damn it.
Who's the dumbass now? Is that what you just said? Did you just fucking say that?
She raised her hand.
Holy shit. Self-burn. Oh my God. Epic self-burn.
If anybody wants to get railed by little
Dumbass.
me. No, I'm kidding. All right. On that note,
Kenyon got railed by her student loan debt.
I am getting railed by my own dumbass.
You're getting raw dogged. You're
I just
getting raw
laughed myself
dogged.
into a sneeze. Into a lather.
It's got you bent over a bunghole.
Sure. My bunghole is sore from these student loans. All right.
I'm going to make you a paddle that just says Fannie Mae.
Fannie Mae. Fannie.
Oh my God. Sponsors. Sponsors.
Okay,
Sponsors.
sponsor break because Amanda's dead. Okay, my case. I didn't want to talk about hazing or sad shit because life is hard enough. So I went for just pure funny.
Oh, good. Mine's sad.
Okay. So if your head wasn't stuck under a rock in 2013, then you have probably already heard about my case this week.
Doubt it.
But it just fucking tickles me, and I felt that it deserves some renewed attention. So, this case involves the Delta Gamma sorority, which boasts more than 250,000 initiated members across the globe.
The globe.
Globally.
Globally.
According to their rather flashy website, quote, Delta Gamma empower. Oh, sorry, do the voice. I'm not very good at it. You guys do
Delta
it.
Gamma empowers women to act with intention, so that they become an unstoppable force for good. We are here to do the work of lasting progress to redefine the path for those who come next. The unwavering bonds of our sisterhood are a lifelong promise because the pursuit of doing good is never done.
Sisterhood.
The page header on the website reads, "Welcome to the Do Good Sisterhood." So I just want you to keep that in mind when I get to the rest of my case.
Okay.
Okay.
Article 2 of the Delta Gamma Constitution outlines the organization's core values. The objects of this fraternity shall be to foster high ideals of friendship among women, to promote their educational and cultural interests, to create in them a true sense of social responsibility, and to develop in them the best qualities of character. But let's just say that the subject of my case fell short of the sisterhood's ideals.
Oh, geez.
So the following context was also provided by the person who posted the following letter, which went viral, like I said, back in 2013. So this is the context. Quote, "This is from the University of Maryland. Apparently, this is from the chair of a, quote, lower tier, very awkward sorority
Oh, no.
that's been matched up with
That's
a,
the
quote,
only one I would go to.
that's been matched up with a, quote, pretty good frat for Greek week."
Oh,
So
dear.
my understanding is that these sororities and frats got, like, paired up, and then they had to, like, impress each other so that more people had more access to coitus.
It's a matchmaking service.
But the random sorority that was paired with them was just a bunch of dorks.
Well, we will get to it. So
This is basically the plot of Monsters University.
This is basically the plot of that week in high school that Amanda and I were popular.
Yes.
yeah. So you felt pressure because you had to, like, maintain it, right? So that's what's going on with this sorority.
Yeah. Okay.
And we only made it a week.
I was over it.
We could
I was
not
exhausted.
maintain it.
I was exhausted.
Okay, so this is the letter that went viral, but this is a letter from a Delta Gamma sister to her other sisters about
Pairing.
about this pairing and about Greek week.
Okay.
Okay. And I think she was like the social chair or some shit, whatever. Without further ado, the letter reads, "If you just opened this like I told you to, tie yourself down to whatever chair you're sitting in because this email is going to be a rough fucking ride."
I already
Off
love
to a good
this.
start. Okay. I have so much like wine and spit stuck in my throat right now
you're
from my
literally
laughing
dying.
fit. I'm dying. Okay.
For those of you that have had your heads stuck under rocks, which
Since
apparent-
2013.
that's why I said that. Which apparently is the majority of this chapter. We have been fucking up in terms of nighttime events and general social interactions with Sigma Nu. I've been getting texts on texts about people literally being so fucking awkward and so fucking boring all caps.
Oh my God.
If you're reading this right now and saying to yourself, but OMG, first name redacted, I've been having so much fun with my sisters this week, then punch yourself in the face right now. So I don't have to fucking find you on campus and do it myself.
Holy shit.
Did you guys not see this when it came
No.
out?
I saw it. It was 7 years ago.
I know, I just love it so much.
Punch yourself in the face.
So
Right
I don't
now.
have to.
Oh my God.
I do not give a flying fuck, and Sigma Nu does not give a flying fuck about how much you fucking love to talk to your sisters. You have 361 days out of the fucking year to talk to your sisters, and this week is not, I fucking repeat, not one of them.
Where'd the other 4 days go?
That's Greek week.
We're in the 4 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Keep up. Is your head under a rock? You bet
Strap
if you can't follow this letter, Lucy, you better punch yourself in the face so I don't have to come do it for you.
I just like talking to my sisters.
I don't give a flying fuck about how much you fucking love to talk to your sisters, okay?
This week is about fostering relationships in the Greek community. And
Okay, actually, though, this is not a frat letter. This is the letter that Kenyon wrote for us right before going to our first crime con to keep us from just attaching to each other and forcing us to network.
This is about fostering relationships in the true crime community.
Community. Did I actually write you guys that? Because I didn't want to foster shit.
No.
Did
No.
I really question whether you wrote a
I got
letter in this
worried.
tone?
Okay. Whew. Okay. So this week is about fostering relationships in the Greek community, and that's not fucking possible if you're gonna stand around and talk to each other and not our matchup. Newsflash, you stupid cocks. Frats don't like boring sororities, all caps. Oh,
Put
wait.
out.
Literally.
Put out. That's seriously what this is saying.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Double fucking newsflash. Sigma Nu is not going to want to hang out with us if we fucking suck.
Or if we
Which-
don't fucking suck, if
Right.
you catch my drift.
Which, by the way, in case you're an idiot and need it spelled out for you, we fucking suck so far.
Quit sucking and start blowing. You know what I mean?
Get on your knees and stop sucking. Oh my God.
This is so gross.
This also applies to you little shits that have talked openly about post-gaming at a different frat in front of Sigma Nu brothers. Are you people
The
fucking
scandal.
R-word?
No.
It was 2013.
It's-
Not excusing it, but it
Oh,
was.
this bitch.
That's not a rhetorical question. I literally want you to email me back telling me if you're mentally slow. Again,
Oh,
not condoning.
Jesus.
I'm reading. It's a
Right.
quote.
I know.
So I can make sure you don't go to any more nighttime events.
Holy
Jesus
fuck.
Christ.
I want to punch this bitch in the face.
If Sigma Nu openly said, yeah, we're going to invite Zeta over, would you be happy? Would you?
Would you?
Oh,
Answer me.
What's in the box?
No, you wouldn't. So why the fuck would you do it to them, in front of them? First of all, you shouldn't be post-gaming at other frats. I don't give a fuck if your boyfriend is in it, if your brother is in it, if
You're
your
gonna
entire...
fuck the Sigma News, and I don't care what other relationships you're in.
This randomly generated Greek week matchup is sacred.
Also, who has the energy to post game?
I absolutely
This is a foreign
not.
concept.
The
Post-gaming
youth.
for me is like if I reach for a snack while already in bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's post-gaming.
That's if I have enough energy to turn on Audible as I'm falling asleep. Okay, I don't care if your entire family is in that frat. You don't go. You don't go. And you especially do not fucking convince other girls to leave with you. You are a this is my words. You are a commodity
Yep.
for sex.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
You have no autonomy.
But, first name redacted, you say in a whiny little bitch voice to your computer screen as you read this email.
I mean, yes.
I've been cheering on our teams at all the sports. Doesn't that count for something? All caps for like the next paragraph.
Oh my God.
No, you stupid fucking asshats. It fucking doesn't. Don't you want to fucking know why? It doesn't count because you've been fucking up at sober fucking events too.
Sober events?
Apparently they have like all these fucking rules where you have to like attend sport events and like campus life and like, I don't know. I went to one basketball game in college.
A lot of college like sports, even at the University of Minnesota at the new TCF Bank Stadium, for a long time it was dry. And that's why like tailgating became so popular, because you couldn't access any alcohol once you were inside of the facility on campus.
And it's also like a policy for sports teams
Right.
of like different genders to basically be required to attend the games of the other.
Yeah, supporting other.
Yeah, exactly.
That sucks. That's another con for my list.
That sucks.
All right, back to the letter. I've not only gotten texts about people being fucking weird at sports, for example, being stupid shits and saying stuff like, what's kickball?
Fuck.
I mean,
feel like I know this
but what
woman.
is kickball? I was on a kickball league, and I still don't know.
I actually like kickball.
I know, but I don't know why that part just fucking...
Yeah, why kickball?
I don't know.
That had to have been a sober event that
Yeah.
she's really fucking pissed about.
Really?
Yeah.
But I've gotten texts about people actually cheering for the opposing team.
Oh, no.
The opposing fucking team. Are you fucking stupid? I don't give a shit about sportsmanship. You cheer for our goddamn team and not the other one. Have you never been to a sports game? Are you fucking blind? Or are you just so fucking dense about what it means to make people like you that you think being a good little supporter of the Greek community is going to make our matchup happy? She's kind of losing me here. I don't really understand. And isn't that sportsmanship to cheer for your team? I don't know.
She says she
She's
doesn't
saying that
give a
people
shit about it.
are cheering for the opposing team.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that even if you're trying to be sportsmanlike and support all the teams, that you should only be supporting for your own fucking team.
Because that
Oh.
would piss off Gamma Ray.
Sigma, yeah,
Yeah.
boys to men. Okay.
Delta Nu.
Okay, so I guess I'm just fucking dense. because I
Sigma
don't
send
get it.
nudes.
Clearly.
Did you hear my joke?
No.
I said Sigma send nudes.
Yeah. Well, it's time someone told you. No one fucking likes that, especially our fucking matchup. I will. This is the part that really made the letter famous and will make it go down as one of the best letters ever written. I will fucking cunt punt the next person I hear about doing something like that. And I don't give a fuck if you sore me. I will fucking assault you.
What?
SOR?
Yeah.
I don't know
What
what
does
that
that
means.
even mean?
I don't
I'll
know.
Google it.
Dude, I don't want to know. Don't email us.
But cunt punt is what made this become really famous and was really memorable from this letter.
Love it. I mean, I hate this letter, but I love
Yeah.
cunt punt.
Yeah.
There are lots of acronyms. So it could be Smart Order Router, Statement of Requirements, South of the River, Sale or Return.
None of these apply. I
like south of the river.
I know. I like that one too.
Yeah. Okay, back to the letter.
Oh, Statement of Obligation Review. So it's like a green slip.
Oh, well, this bitch got more than a green slip.
All right. Then, yeah, it's probably like, I don't care if you report me, I will assault you.
Yeah. Oh, I'm now crying because your email has made me oh so sad. Well, good. If this email applies to you in any way, meaning if you are a little asswipe that stands in the corners at night, or if you're a weird shit that does weird shit during the day, this following message is for you. Do not go to tonight's event. I'm not fucking kidding. Don't go. Seriously, if you have done anything I've mentioned in this email and have some rare disease where you're unable to not do these things, then you are horrible. I repeat, horrible PR for this chapter.
How ironic. Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah, honey.
What if you are a weird shit that does weird shit during the day?
Then you can join my sorority, honey, because I embrace it.
I would rather have 40 girls that are fun, talk to boys, and not fucking awkward than 80 that are fucking horrible epithet.
Oh, God.
The F word.
Yeah. If you are one of the people that have told me, oh no, boo-hoo, I can't talk to boys, I'm too sober, then I pity you because I don't know how you got this far in life. And with that in mind, don't fucking show up unless you're going to stop being a goddamn cock block for our chapter.
Oh my
This
God.
is so problematic. It's
So problematic. It's like problematic bingo. And it's
Yes.
It is.
hitting everything.
It's
yeah.
blackout on the whole board.
Misogyny,
Check.
drinking, lack
Assault.
of consent.
Check.
F
Homophobia.
Homophobia, check.
Ableism.
Yeah,
Check.
Yeah, absolutely.
this cunt punt. Just
Check.
in quotes.
Free
punt.
space.
Yeah.
Check.
Cunt punt is the free space.
Yeah.
Seriously, I swear to fucking God, if I see anyone being a goddamn boner at tonight's event, I will tell you to leave even if you're sober. I'm not
Boner.
even kidding. Try me.
Stop
Boner
being
needs-
such a pube.
B32. Boner.
Boner as an insult needs to be brought back.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
And for those of you who are offended at this email, I would apologize, but I really don't give a fuck. Go fuck yourself.
Well,
So again,
And
not
that's my
condoning
case.
Anything, not condoning anything in this letter except for cunt, punt, and boner as an insult,
Right. Yeah.
which I fully endorse. Yeah. So, okay, I know you're dying to know unhinged sorority sisters. Where are they now?
yeah, I
Yes.
need to
Who-
know.
They had to have found out who this bitch was, right?
Oh, yeah. So while this letter got its writer, whose identity was later revealed to be University of Maryland junior Rebecca Martinson,
Oh, Becky, you fucked up, honey.
Oh.
definitely got her ass booted from Delta Gamma. Technically, she was forced to resign as, like, I don't know, fucking social chair or some shit. At the time the letter went viral, the sorority called it highly inappropriate and unacceptable, and then issued the following statement. Wait. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
This email should not be depicted in any way as standard or routine or tied to any official sorority voice. It is not an official voice or message and should not be construed as such, except that it was by an elected member, an initiated member of your organization.
Yeah. And thus is representing you.
And thus is an official voice.
Uh-huh.
Literally. But don't worry, Martinson's future plans weren't forever dashed. In fact, the English major's literary flair even got her noticed by big-time entertainment publications and websites.
Oh, yes.
After the incident, which was like, it went mega viral. It was on The Daily Show. Like, it was a big thing
I
at the
have
time.
no recollection of this whatsoever.
I do. I remember reading it.
After the incident, Bro Bible, speaking of problematic,
Okay.
requested an interview with Martinson, which she declined, but managed to leverage the request into a freelance writing gig. So she was like, nope, which is also kind of, I mean, obviously horrible, all the phobias, but it's kind of badass that they were like, hey, we want to interview you. And she was like, no, but you can pay me to write for you.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but this is also like white privilege at its absolute fucking best.
Oh,
because,
for sure.
like,
Also,
if
there's
yeah, if a person of color had behaved in this manner, they'd be like blacklisted fucking everywhere, and this white bitch leveraged this into a job, and it's like kind of fucked
That's
up.
true. It's also like kind of the dark underbelly of cancel culture in a way, in that like some people that are quote unquote canceled actually are springboarded.
Glorified.
Republican National Convention.
Right.
Yeah,
and like,
like that
she's
kid.
a fucking idiot. You know, she was a college student. Like, this easily could have been a teachable moment. And I'm not saying that this person should never have a career. But it's clearly like a disproportionate reaction in her favor that wouldn't apply to other people.
Well, as of 2015, she was working for them full time. So like she literally graduated and got a job there. This is a quote from Rebecca, quote, "Sometimes I think, oh my God, I peaked at 20 when I wrote cunt punt."
He kind of did.
I mean, yeah, a little bit.
But at the same time, some people peak and nobody knows, and it doesn't matter. Nobody knows who they were. So I can at least take solace in knowing that I like made a dent.
Oh my God.
She's
I
delusional.
hate this woman so fucking much.
In an interview with Cosmopolitan magazine, Martinson spoke of her time in a sorority thus, quote, "Just because it ended poorly doesn't mean that it wasn't good for the amount of time that I was in it, you know?"
Yeah,
like,
it sure sounded like you were having a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like it fucking sucked at all.
awkward and boring, standing in a corner, sober.
You're weird shit doing weird shit during the day.
Not on my watch, bitches. Stay home.
Okay.
Punt you into Mars.
I'm not drunk enough to talk to boys.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, it's not like the entire thing was just like a load of crap that I hated. I loved it the entire year I was there. Just because it ended poorly doesn't mean...
1 year? She was only in this frat a year?
Well, it was the beginning of
Sorority.
her junior year.
Sorority, yeah. Wow.
And so I guess she joined as an early sophomore, which I feel like is kind of normal. Don't you like...
Sure, especially if it's a situation like yours where only upperclassmen could have vehicles and then they are the only ones who could feasibly join a frat or a sorority.
Yeah,
But
it
it just
probably
makes-
varies by chapter.
It's just funny to me that she was like so hardcore and
Yeah.
passionate in this letter. And she probably wrote this letter on like month 8 of being in that
Right, but
fucking-
that's a long-ass time
sorority.
in the brain of a college junior.
Right, of a
Yeah,
19-year-old.
yeah.
Oh, God.
It doesn't mean that I like didn't make good friends. I didn't have good experiences. I didn't like not grow as a person.
I didn't like not grow.
I'm sure you did make good friends after that outburst.
I'm out.
So anyway, that's my case.
She's an embarrassment to English majors. I didn't like not grow as a person, and now I'm a
I knocked
professional
my
like
microphone off.
writer.
Stand.
I don't want to make fun of her using the word like because it was a verbal medium. It was an interview, and we say like all the time, I'm sure. So if somebody wrote out
If you were
transcripts of us talking, it
if
would
you were
maybe sound like
giving an
that.
interview though, I think I would try to limit the likes.
Sure.
Especially as who she is now, apparently a journalist. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
I wouldn't like even care if I wasn't already like full blown judging this bitch.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
I don't
my
like.
case.
I don't like not care. Like it's like hard to care, but like
Viewers at home, we need to cut to an ad break so I can get off the struggle bus with my microphone.
Amanda was so done with this girl that she literally
It
covered
broke
her
my
head
mic.
with a towel and broke her microphone. So we gotta go.
we'll be right back.
Alpha Kappa Alpha was founded on January 15th, 1908, and is the first historically African-American Greek letter sorority.
Okay.
Their founding tenets are as follows. Quote, to cultivate and encourage high scholastic and ethical standards, to promote unity and friendship among college women, to study and help alleviate problems concerning girls and women, in order to improve their social stature, to maintain a progressive interest in college life, and to be of service to all mankind.
Womankind.
Womankind. It has more than 900 chapters and boasts a stable of alumni, including such luminaries as writer Toni Morrison, poet Maya Angelou, civil rights pioneer Rosa Parks, and actress Felicia Rashad.
Well,
and
shit.
Yeah.
Those are some fucking luminaries.
Jada Pinkett Smith is an Alpha Kappa Alpha too. So like,
Wow.
it's legit.
Yeah.
So this is all fucking awesome, and I really do understand the appeal of like the camaraderie, the connection, the networking, the sisterhood of sororities. It's really the hazing traditions and some of like the built-in blatant, sexual sexism that I don't love.
Feel like it makes more sense for people of color to turn to and create these types of organizations. I don't know. I just feel like that makes more sense to me than like a bunch of white
Certainly in terms
Becky's.
of networking, white people have enough fucking opportunities.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I think it really does make a lot of sense. So I won't really understand a lot of like the hazing traditions and the misogyny. I just won't.
Yeah.
So let's skip ahead in time to 2002. From 1908 to 2002. Kristen High of Los Angeles, California, was a perfect candidate for AKA sisterhood. According to People.com, Kristen, quote, a talented public speaker, had started a chapter of the NAACP at California State University, Los Angeles, where she was studying business. She had planned to become a civil rights attorney and saw the sorority as a way to make social and professional connections. Completely legitimate. She was extremely ambitious, says her mother. She said, Mom, when I become an attorney, I'm going to buy you a mansion. And I said, I'm fine. Just buy yourself one.
Oh,
such a mom.
Such a mom.
Is that
Such
not
a
like
mom.
such a mom?
Yeah.
My heart. Kenitha Saphir was another promising candidate pledging for AKA. Quote, Kenitha thought the sorority would be a great way to meet people, says her husband Kareem, who is 26 at the time of this article. He's a graphic artist, and he says, quote, being an AKA opens doors for you. What's odd is that the school they were attending, Cal State LA, is what's considered a commuter school. So it's like not quite a community college, but
Yeah.
it's not a campus in the way that like Hamilton
It's like a
was
satellite
campus.
school.
Exactly. So it has a
Yeah.
smaller campus that does not include Greek like sorority or fraternity houses. It doesn't have campus housing, things like that. AKA does not have a recognized chapter at Cal State, and if they did, AKA has strict anti-hazing policies. Nevertheless, Kristen and Kenitha were led to believe that they were joining an AKA sisterhood and were put through the ringer during Pledge Week. Kristen's
Wait, so they were told that they were joining this prestigious sorority and they weren't?
So it's a little unclear, and we'll kind of get to it, but the chapter existed but wasn't recognized by Cal State, which is a commuter school, so they often wouldn't recognize clubs like that, and wasn't recognized by Alpha Kappa Alpha.
So it wasn't official. It was like
But it was listed on the Alpha Kappa Alpha website as a chapter, and it's possible that they did not want to affiliate with this chapter because of what I'm about to talk about.
Oh,
So
that's so that even if someone tried to like do their homework and make sure it's listed on the website.
Correct.
Oh no.
So Kristen's mother said in an interview that Kristen, quote, was often sleep deprived and frequently returned home as late as 3 a.m. Members of the sorority would summon her at all hours to come perform tasks like braiding their hair. She was losing weight, says her mother. Her mind just wasn't clear.
Yep.
Kristen's fiance, Holman Arthur, said, quote, I asked her point blank, are they making you do anything dangerous? And she said, I'd never do anything to endanger my life. I love you guys too much. You guys meaning Holman, her fiance, and their 2-year-old son.
Oh God, so she's a mom and she has to do all this shit, this pledging shit.
Yeah, I mean, it is
two-year-old
it's
kid.
again, with it being more of a commuter college, a lot of the students are in their mid-20s.
Or just parents. Yeah,
Yep.
like that totally makes sense. I just can't imagine
It's a lot.
pledging
Yeah, having a 2-year-old and a
with
family
a
and
baby. Oh my God.
yeah, it'd be too much. So on the evening of September 9th, 2002, the group went on an outing to Playa del Rey, Kappa Gamma Ray, and made their way to the beach. A local resident recalls looking out his apartment window after 10 p.m. and seeing the group of women. Quote, I thought they were church members there to hold a prayer meeting, he said. It certainly didn't look like there would be any trouble. Kristen and Kenitha, along with 2 other pledges, were blindfolded and had their hands tied behind their backs and were told to walk into the surf.
Oh no.
Kristen and Kenitha did not make it back out alive.
Oh my God.
Though the LAPD ruled their deaths to be accidental and unrelated to their pledging for the sorority, the family isn't buying it, and neither
Their
am
hands
I.
were tied.
Yeah, well,
And they were blindfolded.
yes, but we'll get to it. So I'm not convinced by this either, and I think these cops really don't know shit, and it's more likely that they don't give a fuck about two like dead black women and just want to want to close this case rather than do any actual fucking investigative work. But that's just one woman's opinion. A private investigator for the family also indicated that on the evening of September 9th, the waves were cresting at 6 to 8 feet and creating a strong undercurrent resulting from riptide. So
God.
probably some forensic meteorology used there, I would imagine. But it was like unreasonably rough ocean on that night in particular.
Oh my God.
So the family lawsuit alleges that Kristen and Kenitha were forced into the water as part of a Simon Says hazing ritual. Already physically and emotionally exhausted from a week of around-the-clock pledging, and before they entered the water on the last night of their lives, quote, they were told to engage in a tiring set of rigorous calisthenics on the sucking sand of the beach. That's what's written in the lawsuit. The two women were also wearing jogging clothes and tennis shoes when they went into the water, which would have made it more difficult for them to get out. Essence magazine writes, quote, they had dressed alike in black running shoes, heavy black sweatshirts, and black jogging pants.
Oh my God.
In all, reports say there were at least 11 women gathered on the beach that Monday night, including 7 members of the citywide Sigma chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha, or AKA. Witnesses said a wave overtook Kenitha first, dragging her under the water, and Kristen, knowing that Kenitha could not swim, tried to assist her and was also overcome by the unusually rough surf that night. 911 was called, and a fleet of officers, fire trucks, ambulance, and even helicopter rescue arrived, but it was too late.
See, that's the thing about hazing is that some of it is like sadistic violence where there's like intentionality and people are fucking murdered. And some of it is really stupid accidents that nonetheless end in death of young, promising people.
I know.
Yeah.
It's not fucking worth it.
No.
It's not fucking worth it. Like, if you want to make me stand outside on one foot for 2 hours while, like, eating a casserole, great. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, if there's something is, like, hard and silly, sure. But, like, forcing... Also, people have different health conditions. People have different skills and abilities. Some people can't swim. Some people have, asthma. Some people...
Yeah. I mean, and frankly, even if you are an Olympic fucking swimmer, swimming in the ocean at night in unpredictable conditions is never a safe.
You can't beat
blindfolded with your hands tied and heavy
cannot
clothes and
beat
shoes.
a riptide. You cannot beat a riptide.
No, you can't. It's too exhausting.
And 6 to 8 foot waves.
That's huge.
You get hit by one of those, you're dizzy, you're underwater. If you're blindfolded, it's nighttime. You don't know
You're panicked.
which way's up.
So
People, I've heard of also like hazing stuff where you have to like walk on a roof of a building.
No.
You have holding things. You have to like be buried alive. Like all these things. It's like
so much can go wrong.
So much can go wrong. You can fucking kill someone die.
Exactly. So from people.com, quote, police found no evidence of blindfolds or hand restraints and say that the 5 witnesses, all involved with the initiation, said that when they realized Saphir was missing in the water, Kristen rushed to help her and was herself overcome by the unusually rough surf.
Yeah, I'm sure you did try to help her, but it doesn't fucking matter.
I know.
It's a horrible,
Autopsies showed no signs of drugs or alcohol. The quote continues and says, they said they went into the surf to cool off after exercising, says LAPD spokesman
covering
Sergeant.
Shit up.
Yeah, exactly. Our investigation has not pointed to anything other than accidental drowning. So, like, okay, they didn't find the blindfolds. If they were, like, loosely tied in 6-foot waves, that stuff easily could have been washed away or removed. Like, if these girls are like, oh fuck.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I can't say one way or another, but, like, is it really beyond all stretch of imagination that these girls panic?
Yeah.
And go, well, fuck, we got to get rid of this.
Don't tell them that their hands were fucking tied because 2 people just fucking died.
Yep.
Doing something we told them to do and coerced them to do.
Exactly. So the families bringing the lawsuit against AKA not only call out the anti-hazing stance as a sham, but call into question the police investigation of the incident. Hallman, the fiance, scoffed at their report saying, quote, "The police are acting like they've never heard lies before. It's laughable." Lawyers representing the families at a press conference flat out accused the AKA sorority of covering up the real events of the incident and called out the fact that not a single representative from AKA had reached out to the women's families after their deaths. Not one.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's
Yeah.
bad.
That's pretty fucking telling. So at the press conference, Katie's mother, Patricia, demanded the sorority, quote, "stop these savage acts of passion in the name of sisterhood," unquote. And fiance Holman said, quote, "My contention is the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority is responsible for the deaths of Kristen High and Kenitha Saphir as if they pulled a loaded gun, pointed it at point blank range, and shot these two women." Charles Albert, an attorney for the Chicago-based sorority, said in a telephone interview, quote, "We don't believe the sorority has any liability. The individuals involved were pledging for a chapter that was suspended at the time." But the family's lawyer, Carl Douglas, points out that on the day of their deaths, it was listed as an official chapter on the sorority's national website.
Yeah.
So it really sounds to me like the confusion over whether or not this chapter was recognized is part of like a distancing that AKA is trying to do from this situation. They don't want to be affiliated with this.
Well, also, it's your responsibility if this is your brand and your organization and there is a chapter that you don't want to be recognized anymore.
Right, and they're
like
doing
maybe
things in the name of your organization.
It's your job to
Shut
make
it
sure,
down.
Yeah, it's actually shut down.
Or actually legitimate. Like, I could just decide I want to start a chapter of a sorority here out of my house.
Right.
And it's, you know, their responsibility if I start going public with that shit to be like,
Right.
no, this is not a legitimate chapter of this
Well,
organization.
who were the leaders of this chapter, whether or not it was legitimate or not? Like that,
It's like
they're
not-
liable. Like, where's the punishment for them?
It's not, their names aren't even listed
Who
in
was like
any
leading
of
this
the press.
hazing? Yeah,
And no charges were ever brought against these people.
people are fucking responsible. Like, ugh.
I know. I totally agree. These girls or women, excuse me, did not just decide to go swimming after midnight
In their
So-
clothes.
yeah,
fucking
in their
insulting.
clothes. Like it's super fucking disgusting. So we may never know the true details of what happened that night. According to Kristen's mother, the day after the drowning, members of the sorority chapter brought Kristen's car back to the family home. And this is a quote from the LA Times. Quote, "Her mother said Kristen's pledge journal was missing and numbers had been deleted from her cell phone."
Yeah, because it wasn't treated as a crime scene and as
Yep.
evidence of
So none of that was
homicide,
collected,
So
yeah.
they could just fucking tamper with all of that shit.
1,000%.
Oh my God.
Kristen's mom says they wanted to just drop the keys and run. These were girls
Sure
who had
they
spent,
did.
And yeah, I'm sure. She said, "These are girls who spent hours at our home, who had eaten with my family, who played with Kristen's son. They were the only ones who could tell me what happened to my daughter, and they couldn't even look me in my face." So that's pretty sick. The family's private investigator, who's a former police officer, stated, quote, "I've had an easier time infiltrating street gangs than penetrating this organization. So it's safe to say the AKA is not going to roll over and give up any of this information anytime soon."
Honestly,
probably have-
it's just as bad and there's just as much guilt as if somebody drove drunk and
Yep.
killed someone.
Yep.
Like that's when you are taking part in these hazing activities and telling other people to do these things. It's like you are driving drunk and you're taking their lives in your hands.
Yeah, you're not intentionally setting this up in order to commit a premeditated murder.
It's manslaughter.
Yeah, but exactly. You are creating an environment that is not safe.
Yeah,
in
it's
which
not a
people
pure
die.
accident. It's manslaughter.
1,000% agree. So no criminal charges were ever filed, but the AKA did eventually settle the $100 million lawsuit against them with the High and Saphir families. I don't know if they paid out $100 million.
But they settled for some amount.
But they settled for some amount. I tried to find that information, but I was unsuccessful. This really wasn't like that well like covered in the media.
Well,
which
I bet you that sorority has a lot of fucking money to bury this.
well, they do. They have 900 chapters.
And then all of those luminaries, you know, I'm sure that they donate and fundraise and all that kind of stuff. They buried this shit.
And
you
there
know
is
what?
still criminal responsibility for the actual individuals
Absolutely.
involved in this. And you know what? There's no statute of limitations on fucking manslaughter and murder.
Yeah. And I understand AKA not wanting to distance themselves from this situation, but I think it's honestly more honorable to accept some responsibility and be like, we failed in this regard because we do take a stance against hazing and we were not present enough with this chapter to monitor that situation and make sure that these rituals were not happening. And as a result,
also,
somebody died. Two people died.
It's such like a tricky thing because if an organization like that is like looking the other way, wink,
Right.
wink, about hazing and stuff, or like, you know, condemning it, but also not really punishing it or stopping it,
Right.
then random fucking people in your 900 chapters or whatever are coming up, brainstorming these fucking different ideas.
Yep.
And they're not thinking through, their brains aren't fully developed. They're 19 fucking years old.
Yeah.
And they're thinking up these fucking acts.
Yep.
And people are going to get killed. It's honestly shocking more people don't die.
I know. I'm with you.
Well, on that note,
Yeah, that's my case.
well done.
I
I'm
cried with laughter
riled.
and with rage. Yeah, it's a rough case for sure.
Special thanks to our fan picker, Margaret Sherfy. I hope you're scared for your daughter's life.
Oh
And
my God.
God.
I hope your daughter Valerie is a safe participant in
Yes.
sorority life.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
she thrives at college.
Please be more involved in the charity and the nail painting, I guess. What do they
The
do?
Jello wrestling.
Sure. Than all the other bullshit, Valerie, because you don't need it and you're a good person. And you don't want to accidentally kill anyone. Okay.
And don't be boring.
Yeah.
Go talk to Sigma Nu for
Put
fuck's
out
sake.
for fuck's sake.
Put out even at sober events.
We're being facetious. We're being facetious. Anyway, we love you.
Love
Talk
you.
to you next week.
Bye-bye.